Okay, so today we're going deep on the Claritas identity graph.
Sounds intriguing.
It is. I mean, we've all heard about identity graphs, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely a hot topic in marketing these days.
Right, and this is one of those things where it feels like it could be a total game changer for marketers.
For sure.
But Claritas has been around for like 50 years.
Wow.
So, they've got a lot of experience under their belt.
That's a long time to build up expertise.
Exactly, and that's what makes this deep dive so interesting because they claim their identity graph is so powerful, it can help us pinpoint the right audiences and select the best channels and even measure the impact of our campaigns from start to finish.
I mean, that's the holy grail, isn't it? Having that kind of insight into the entire customer journey.
It is, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. So what makes the Claritas identity graph so special? What sets it apart from all the others out there?
Well, I think the key here is that Claritas is really trying to solve that problem that marketers have been struggling with forever.
Which is,
Siloed data.
oh, yeah.
We're always collecting information from so many different sources, but it's hard to get a complete picture of the customer.
Exactly. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Right, and their identity graph is trying to bring all those pieces together. So instead of just looking at data from your CRM or your website analytics, you can see how all those data points connect to create a unified view of the customer journey.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does this graph actually work? I mean, what makes it different from other identity graphs?
Think of it like a massive interconnected web of information about consumers. So it's not just one data source, it's pulling from a ton of different places, both online and offline.
Okay, so like what kind of sources are we talking about?
Well, they claim near 100% reach of U.S. consumer households, which is just incredible to think about.
Wow, that's pretty much everyone.
It is. And they're analyzing over 5 billion data points every single month.
Billion with a B.
With a B, it's a massive amount of data. And it includes things like demographic information, purchase history, online browsing behavior, social media activity, and even things like loyalty program memberships.
So it's painting a really detailed picture of who these consumers are and what they're interested in.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what allows marketers to really understand their target audience at a granular level.
But with so much data, how do they ensure it's all accurate? I mean, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that sets Claritas apart. They own and manage 100% of the data in-house.
So they're not relying on third-party data providers.
Nope, it's all theirs. And they use a combination of deterministic and probabilistic methods to ensure accuracy.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does that mean?
Sure, so deterministic data comes from sources where there's a direct link between the individual and the information, like public records or transactional data. It's very reliable.
Got it.
And then they also use probabilistic modeling, which is based on statistical analysis and algorithms. It helps fill in the gaps and make inferences about consumer behavior based on patterns and trends.
So it's kind of like Sherlock Holmes using clues to solve a mystery.
Exactly. And because they're constantly refreshing and verifying their data, it's incredibly accurate.
That's reassuring, especially when you're dealing with such a large data set.
Yeah, you don't want to be making decisions based on bad data.
Definitely not. So, okay, we've got this massive amount of accurate data, but how do we as marketers actually use it?
That's where Claire comes in.
Clear.
Claire is their patented AI engine, and it's not just some basic algorithm. It's designed to really understand consumer behavior and identify patterns that humans might miss.
So it's like having a superpowered data analyst on your team.
Exactly. Claire can analyze all this data and provide insights that can inform everything from audience targeting to creative development to campaign measurement.
Okay, so let's get into some specific examples. How can marketers use this identity graph to improve their campaigns?
So let's say you're a clothing brand launching a new line of athletic wear.
Right.
Using the identity graph, you could identify consumers who are interested in fitness and have purchased similar products in the past.
Okay, that makes sense.
But you can go even deeper than that. You can see which channels those consumers are most active on, what kind of content they engage with, and even what motivates them to make a purchase.
Wow, so it's not just about reaching the right people, it's about understanding how to reach them effectively.
Exactly. And because the identity graph tracks consumer behavior across all channels, you can see the entire customer journey.
So you can see how someone might see an ad on social media, then visit your website, then make a purchase in-store.
Yep. It connects all those touch points, so you can see which channels are actually driving results.
That's amazing. So this means we can finally move away from guesswork and really understand the impact of our marketing efforts.
Exactly. You can attribute sales to specific campaigns and optimize your spending to get the best ROI.
This is starting to sound like a marketer's dream come true.
It is. And it's not just theory. There are real-world examples of companies seeing incredible results with this technology.
Like what?
Well, for example, in a recent co-branded credit card campaign, they saw a 94% reduction in cost per acquisition.
94%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's incredible. They were able to target the consumers most likely to be interested in that specific card and personalize the messaging for each segment.
That's a game changer.
It is, and it shows the power of having a unified view of the customer journey.
So for our listeners out there who are already pretty savvy with marketing technology, what's the key takeaway here? Why should they be excited about the Claritas identity graph?
I think the biggest thing is that it's not just another piece of data. It's a tool that can empower marketers to make smarter decisions across the entire customer journey.
Hmm.
And it's all about driving real business results.
It's about understanding your audience at a deeper level and connecting with them in a way that's meaningful and effective.
Exactly.
Wow, this is some powerful stuff. It really makes you wonder about what this all means for the future of marketing. Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Exactly. If we can now track the entire customer journey with this level of precision, what new ethical considerations will we need to address?
I think that's a great question and one that we'll need to grapple with as this technology continues to evolve.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, we'll leave you to ponder that thought. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Claritas identity graph.
It was a pleasure being here.
Until next time.